Welcome to the wonderful world of Gestalt. I'm Stephen Gunther, and I'm going to give you a little introduction to both myself and to Gestalt therapy. I've been practicing Gestalt for over 30 years. I was very excited when I first encountered it, and I'm still very excited about it. I love teaching it, I love practicing it, I find it a very effective modality. Personally, I've got 5 grandchildren and four grandchildren currently. And I'm in my second marriage. I've made mistakes in my life and hopefully I've learned from them. I'm in an ongoing learning process. I still go to therapy myself. I get supervision. I feel that therapy is something which is not just constrained for dealing with specific problems, but it can be, especially Gestalt, can be an ongoing growth process. So the question, what is Gestalt therapy? Well, firstly, we talk about awareness. Awareness is not thinking awareness. Awareness is the kind of awareness about being present, about being fully present, particularly in, you would say, a non-evaluative way. So it's not making value judgments about things. It's about really being with experience and going more deeply into experience. And we work with the present moment, awareness in the here and now. Now that doesn't preclude paying attention to things from the past or anticipating things from the future, but all that is brought into the present because it's in the present when we're most fully alive, when we really have a sense of choicefulness. And so in Gestalt therapy, everything is brought into the present moment, and I'm interested in what you feel in your body and what I feel in my body because that helps ground us in the present. Gestalt therapy is also about relationship. It's one of the things that distinguishes Gestalt. So when I say relationship, I'm talking especially about the relationship between the client and the therapist, because it's a microcosm of everything else which happens in your world. And if you're a woman and you have a problem with men, I'm a man, so I'm interested in where that plays out here. You might tell me, oh, but you're different. Then I'm interested, well, how am I different? How do you experience me? What are the things about me that are comfortable for you? What are the things about me that are uncomfortable? Relationship also includes me, because from my point of view, what we call relational Gestalt is a two-way process. I also reveal myself, my experience in the here and now, and also my vulnerabilities and my limitations. So it's not just about putting the spotlight on the client. Gestalt is also about the bigger picture, the context, the wider field as we call it. So with any particular experience I have or you may have, there's many different influences, and we're interested in what we call multiple causality. That is, any one event does not have a singular cause. We're in a web of interconnectivity, and in Gestalt we pay attention to that. And any particular phenomena, particularly if it doesn't make sense, if we step back and look at the bigger picture, it always makes sense. In Gestalt we also work with the experiment, which is the colourful, the creative aspect of Gestalt, where we take the themes that the client's talking about, we bring them into the present, and we work with them in a way that we describe as the safe emergency. That is, in a way which takes us to the edge of risk to something new, and at the same time is supported, so people can have a new experience. You could call it experiential learning. And often that's fun, even though we may be dealing with difficult topics, because we're exploring new territory together. Why therapy? Well, from a Gestalt point of view, it's not just about problem solving. It's about learning to live more fully, to live more of myself, live more authentically. And to live more authentically, I have to know who I am. So part of the therapy process is also understanding myself more fully. Now, each of us has self-images. Sometimes that's negative, sometimes that's very positive. The therapy provides an opportunity for feedback to get a more realistic assessment of oneself. And perhaps that might be increasing one's self-esteem, and sometimes that might be in receiving feedback about things that normally I would feel defensive, but in the therapeutic context can be explored with safety and compassion and with empathy in a way where I can step into the more vulnerable aspects of myself, or perhaps the more volatile aspects of myself, and get the support to deal with them and to find new ways of being in the world. I've also got more skillfully there, because life is about learning to live skillfully, I think. And so Gestalt is also, in a sense, a kind of an educational learning process. I mentioned experiential learning. So it's not learning that I'm imparting to you as an expert things that are good for you. What I'm doing is I'm facilitating your own learning, your self-knowledge. And finally, Gestalt therapy is described as permission to be creative. So that's a willingness to not have a heavy agenda. This is what we must achieve. These are your goals, and how can we get there? Gestalt is a more organic, almost a Taoist kind of process of just being with what is and allowing something new to emerge, not pushing the river. And this is something I very much appreciate about Gestalt.